What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I don't know when you'll probably see this video, but I've had some breaks in between my fall semester this year, so I was able to get some things done on the car that I can't wait to share with you guys on this episode. But today, there's a main reason why I wanted to pick up the camera, and show you guys what I'm up to. Big development. I started fooling with the stance of the car, and just looking at the potential that this thing had. So I just decided that I wanted to go ahead and start fooling around with the ride height. Something that I was kind of, I ain't gonna say leery of, but something that I wasn't really keen on doing. I gotta get that out of there. So as you can see right here, that's my one of my Fortune Auto coilovers on the front of the car, at the front. And up in here, if you see that nice blue arm, trying to figure out what that is your upper link on your GTR. And I have the Nismo one out that the car came with when I picked it up. Here, and essentially on GTRs or Skylines, this link determines your front camber angle, right? If you guys don't know what camber angle is, or camber, you might want to look that up. But anyways, these arms, pretty much, if you don't know, they're the same length as the factory. The only difference between these and the stock ones is the bushing durometer is different on the Nismo units. And then the other thing is the non-V-spec cars, this isn't reinforced. This is open, like this pocket in here. All of that is open. What happens, you have a tendency to flex, and it messes with suspension geometry. So Nismo, being the factory tuned products, they came up with this as their solution to reinforce this, gusset it, and then put stiffer rubber durometer, more aggressive durometer on its bushings. So that kind of eliminates flex. It's good. It does aid in steering response over the factory units. However, you start lowering the car, you start going with wider tire and rim setups than what these cars came with from the factory. You start running into a lot of clearance issues. And then for me, not just clearance, but aesthetically more pleasing with just a little bit of camber, nothing crazy. And if that's your thing, hey, more power to you. It's your car. You guys are more than welcome to do what you want with your cars. But for me, I don't want to go super aggressive, right? Now, the good thing is with these cars, if you the Group A cars, they have camber on them. And I'm talking about the Group A race cars, R32s. If you ever seen them, it don't matter if it's Australia or the Japanese cars, they all ran pretty much aggressive camber. And these cars with their body lines, they look really nice with just a little touch of camber, right? A couple of things was going on for me. Like I said, was looking at the wheel and tire setup that I was going to go with, that I was going to possibly have clearance issues, right? And then also with me lowering the car and start playing around with the stance, I was like, man, you know what? It's something being left on the table. Then the other thing is with this, I looked because, of course, there are multiple companies that offer solutions for GTRs, right? Now, off the top of my head, if I'm not mistaken, the R32s and 33s use this setup. I believe the 34s moved on to a traditional upper control arm. I believe, but don't hold me to it. Now, the one thing I do know for a fact, the Group A cars, the Group A R32 GTRs and these cars are completely different front suspension and rear suspension setups. That is not my thing. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys about that. A guy that goes in depth about it is a guy from the UK, Alex Smith, that has this guy, I'm gonna put the link to his YouTube channel in this description. You guys can go check his stuff out, man. It's like crazy what he does. Long story short, GK Tech, which I have the rear arms for the car, they make a solution. There's solutions where this here is like screws pretty much and lock jam nuts, where you unloosen your jam nuts and you can, you can pull your camber in this way, or you can actually come back out and give yourself positive camber. Those arms, from what I understand, is a horrible design, and it makes the cars handle really poorly. And then the other thing is they flex and don't allow the suspension to articulate properly. Now, while I was talking about GK Tech's solution it's like a dual adjustment here. You have your two rods, and with that, and it has rose joints, right? And that's almost like a spitting image of the Group A design arms that they used on these cars. Their setup, I like it. I understand the benefits of it, but I did not want to go super complex on the setup of this car. That was one of the things that I made the choice of. I didn't want to just throw a bunch of arms at this car, adjustable this, adjustable that. I didn't truly understand, anything as far as this car. So I took my time and decided that I was not going to just throw a bunch of adjustable arms at this car if I didn't need it. In the rear, I got those arms because from the factory, it uses like a cam style with a bolt that you can adjust your camber, but you're very limited in the amount of adjustment that you have, right? So for that, in the rear, like I said, I went with that setup. The front, however, after lowering the car just enough before I even started playing with adjustments on it, I seen that I pretty much had a decent amount of camber. So I just wanted to set that off just a little bit more. And again, give myself clearance and everything. So there is Midori. Oh man, I can't think of the company off the top of my head, but it's like gold. They're gold colors. That's their brand colors or whatever. But I went with a trusted brand, Japanese brand, Cusco. So I'm gonna go ahead, unwrap this so you guys I can do like a comparison, and then I'm gonna do an install on this driver's side. I've already done the passenger side. I just wanted to make sure I had it down before I decided to film this thing and talk about it. So let me do that and I'll pick right back up. Hold tight. All right, guys, I got the arm unwrapped. Cusco does a very wonderful job of wrapping this up, protecting it. Love the blue, by the way. That is, the flake and everything is nice. The detail is there. The quality is there from what you expect from a Japanese company, right? One thing Cusco does that I like, let me see if I can get it out of the light and it'll show. So they stamp L and R in the arm, so and the letter would go to the front. But I'll go over that once I get it over to the car. The part number, I don't know if it's really gonna show at this point. Probably not. So I'll just have to put the part number more in the description. But yeah, man, they put everything in there. You can see the Cusco branding. Yeah, on the arm. Right? Good quality stuff. Now, here's the main difference besides some other things going on. Here, you just watch this. That can come out, right? And you're like, what in the heck is that? That doesn't look good, right? So these can come out. Well, what's going on here is, unlike the Nismo arms and some other brands, this bushing is a full ball bearing. You see that? You see how this can, you guys will see this, man. So the way this thing goes in the car, this arm is moving, the arm, guys, is doing this in the car, right? That's your suspension. So now, instead of it having those rubber bushings where they're going to be flexing and they're going to be more of like a solid point, this is actually going to allow the arm to move more freely. Because they're ball bearing. They're a ball bearing, as you can see my hand, I mean. So there's a ball bearing setup. Then it's reinforced with these sleeves, that's color coded, by the way. They're color coded, so you know which orientation they have to go in. And the other part there on design wise, I gotta show you. As you can see, that just came out of there, so you gotta be careful when you're putting that in there. But as you can see, it's a full ball bearing. Look at this. This is fully closed in. This is solid. This is solid, guys, compared to the Nismo arm. See that? This is a solid piece, welded in. This looks a little bit more robust as well once you get it up on there. Looking at the bushing housing and this housing, this section here is a little bit more robust than the Nismo. And pretty much after that is a straightforward type of thing. This thing is rebuildable. Cusco, they give you instructions that's all in Japanese, but it gives you part numbers where you can, in sizes, where you can get these bearings to rebuild it. So the other difference is with Cusco, they offer 3 versions of this, right? They offer one of these that is standard length. They offer one that is 5 millimeters shorter. And then they offer one that is really aggressive that is 10 millimeters shorter than the factory arm. So try to get this, and I know this is the left. I'm trying to compare it so it's not like the best. I might just have to wait till I get that right side arm off of there, so you guys can really see how much of a difference that is. I'll have to do the same thing with the other arm. But yeah, this is 5 millimeters shorter, so it's going to pull the wheel in 5 millimeters at the top, give you a little bit more aggressive camber. It's just the right amount for me. So bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and start breaking this side down on the driver's side. Yeah, I should have brought my light. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start breaking that down. I don't have to adjust the coilover on this side, but yeah, I gotta put that arm in there. So hold tight. I'm gonna go ahead and get set with my tripod, get the camera back over there, and then we can get to work. All right. All right, guys. So if you're attempting to do this on your own GTR R32, you really just need 17 millimeter sockets and a ratchet or a wrench. And it's fairly a straightforward job. You just have your 2 bolts with nuts that you have to loosen up. So it is definitely not a hateful job. Now the other thing you can do to kind of help yourself out that you may need is you will want to maybe put a jack underneath here where your knuckle is to kind of support this, because this is going to want to drop this whole suspension down, you know, once you get these 2 bolts out. So bear with me. Only one that's a little tricky can be is getting back here to this back nut, but get on it, you're set. The other thing is, I'm so happy that I picked this thing up, battery operated ratchet from Harbor Freight. Had this bolt fight me that much. Now you can kind of see the residuals of that anti-seize. So you best believe when I go to put this back together, I will definitely be going in with anti-seize. All right. Nismo, they don't put any stampings, just these letters A. That A means towards the outside of the vehicle. All right, let me pause, get back over here to the other arm, and then I'll just show you guys a comparison. Hold tight. All right, guys, so I got the arm out, the driver's side, both of them now. Apologize, I spoke too soon. I don't even know if it's going to show up. Maybe you can see it like right there faintly. So Nismo does stamp L and R in the arm, right? Now, this is what the fuss is all about. I'm gonna have to go, as you can see, it's no tricks. I got that. I could go get the bolt and put in there and line that up, but I'm telling you guys, trust me, it's lined up, hole to hole in the back. So you can see how much, if I had a straight something, maybe that'll help. You can see how much of a difference the Cusco, how shorter the Cusco arm is. So with that being installed in the car, what it's going to do, it's going to pull that arm, the tire, in that much at the top. So that'll help with clearance issues towards the outside of the car, of where your fenders and stuff is. So let me go ahead, get this stuff prepped, get back over to the car, and I'll turn the video back on. So hold tight, guys. So what I had to do is get the coilover out of the car. Once I get the coilover out, I was able to get the arm in there. Problem was this whole like kingpin assembly somehow got twisted on me, and I couldn't get this the back of this arm in there because of the way it was twisted. By doing that, fighting with this thing, I did some nice damage here, which is good though, because I don't think that was properly cured. So now I just got to I'm gonna have to redo this area. But instead of spraying it, I'll probably roll that on. So I'll take that as my fault. Not gonna say that was Raptor Liner's problem. Anyways, arm is in. I just got to clean up the excess anti-seize that I have, as you can see. So this side over here was a side that was fighting me just because this had got twisted. So I had to, like I said, I had to drop the whole coilover assembly out. By doing that, however, it's never anything good when you say however. So you can see here, when I was done painting, just because this is my only knock on those coilovers, Fortune Auto, they give you like lock nuts, serrated nuts. Well, that digs into the paint, digs into the body. So you can see I put tape here, right? But even with it being hand tight, that was enough for this daggone thing to grab, but it didn't get me there. But here, I don't know if you guys can see that, it got me. It got me really bad. Good thing is I'm gonna have a strut bar and everything that's gonna sit on this, but if you freaking remember, these are what was one of the things that led to me having to reshoot the whole bay. This time I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna sand this, put primer, and just touch it up with paint. Let it cure, and then I'll put my strut bar, and I have like this gasket. When it's time, I'll go over that. But it's like a nice rubber gasket that sits in here, neoprene gasket, very thick. So it protects this from happening, and then my strut bar mounts that go here anyways. And I won't use serrated. I'm just using those temporarily for now, just for what I have going on. But this is not going to be the end. I already knew that was a problem. So anyways, the arm is in the car, but let me go ahead, put my coilover set up back in there, get everything bolted up, and then I will turn the camera back on when I got the car down on the ground so we can just go over things and just talk about the setup. So hold tight, guys. All right, guys. As always, things run a little bit longer than what they need, but I'm done. I want to show you guys what those camera arms will look like once they're installed and the car's back down on the ground. I did roll it. That's a trick if you guys want to know um, to get the car to kind of settle back at the ride height. You roll it. You can roll it like back and forth in place, and it helps settle the ride height a little bit. Trick definitely works. Now, with that said, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer in suspense. You guys can see what this looks like. And as you can see, it's tucked in. But this is really the main reason I wanted to shoot this video. You guys can see. Yeah, I got them. I got a set on. And I am very happy with the stance. I do have to play around with the camber a little bit here, but as you can see, that's where we're at. But it's definitely room there. It's not like it's sitting right on the tire. So, but I still got to camber that. Got to camber that, and I wish you guys could see the angle. Now over here, this wheel isn't showing like it should because it is towed in, as you can see. Of course, I didn't change so much tie rods. Tried to match them as close as I could. And you can see that a little bit better. And you actually can see the camber here. I tried to get the toe set, but I didn't get it perfect. So, of course, the car's gonna have to go in for an alignment. Main thing is getting the toe adjusted in the front and the back, actually. But that's what we're working with. And I like this gap here. So I just have a couple of places I'm gonna have to play around with. So like on the passenger side over there, I'm gonna have to bring it up a little bit, adjust the camber a little bit on that side. This side is gonna have to get raised up. I just don't like that, how close that is. And I don't want to tear my fenders and stuff up. But this is like perfect ride height. And I can get in there, you know what I mean? So it's not as bad, but this side over here is definitely a little too close for comfort, I feel. So I'm gonna definitely raise this side up. And that's the good thing with coilovers. I can do that. That's the bad thing with coilovers. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta fine tune it, you know what I mean, to get it balanced, and you just gotta play around with it, man. You know, so that's what I'm gonna do. Again, like I said, this here is no gap at all. If this had like if I didn't live where roads were definitely could be iffy, or if it was a pure track car, I would probably leave it at that height. But this over here is like perfect for what I'm after, stance height wise. So I just got to bring that other side up, and then this side over here, like I said, play around with camber and then bring that up a little bit to match this. Now, something else that has transpired and changed on the car since the last time you guys seen it, and I want to show you. Fishbowl effect. But guess what? I don't want to touch it because the glass is so clean. I got the glass, the side and the back glass installed. So I am getting there. I'm closer than I've been in a long time with this car, guys. In a long time. In a very long time. I'm probably, unless I get like a really mild day coming up, winter, and I got like a lot of time to play with, I can wet sand, cut and buff this hood And then, man, like I said, I'm closer than I've been in a long time. My Honda guys, if you recognize this, or people that's been with my channel for a while, on my DA, I had this same sticker, just a different colorway, different color and theme. When I bought this car, I still had the DA, of course, but when I bought the MPC, because that came from MPC, when I had bought the arms, the rear arms and all for my drop forks, when I bought the drop forks for the DA, I picked up these stickers, but I didn't know this car. I didn't think I was going to get this car just yet, but I wound up getting it. I didn't know I was going to paint it this color or have it blue or any of this stuff, man, but it all worked out, so that's the one sticker that I'm going to have on the car. That's pretty much it. But glass, this is new, all new from Nissan. But it's like once I got the glass put on, guys, and got the wheels, I just went ahead, I kept going for it, so I wanted to dial in my stance if I could. So just a little tidbit on the wheels. If you guys want to know, they are not real Ragas. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I'm old enough to not have to lie to anybody. They are reps. They're pretty darn good reps. They are 9.5 wide, 18s with a 275, 35, 18 tire on them. And the offset is 38 plus 38, which is, I wanted the car when I started figuring everything out. I wanted to go keep 9.5. I didn't want to go 10 because I didn't want to get into a point where I had to roll the rear back there. If I go like 10.5 or 11s with a 295, I will have to roll those guards back there. But I just didn't want to do that with this car. Multiple reasons. One of the reasons is they say you can damage them when you roll it, and you run the risk of devaluing the car, messing up the seam where they're bonded together, and eventually they'll separate, and you got, So the correct way to roll these fenders, guys, on a unibody car is you actually you cut it and you stitch weld around the wheels, where the wheel well is, and you won't have problems. But I don't want to do that with this car. So I didn't want to have to run into that scenario. That's one of the reasons why I went 9.5. And the other thing is, guys, I wasn't sure if I was going to like the look of this wheel on this car, and I'm just not in a place financially, or I'm gonna say I'm not even in a place where I want to anymore spend $4,000 on a set of rims. You know what I mean? Like these, they pull it off enough for me where I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm not making excuses for anybody. And again, if you want to go buy them, you can. Now the other thing is, what I didn't like was they didn't at the time. And at the company that you can get the remake of the Ragas through, ICB Matt, all my Honda people, you should probably do know who ICB is, I would imagine. But anyways, at the time they couldn't get the offset that I wanted. And then the other thing is, I was looking at going 10-inch or 10.5-inch, and it was going to be like a 3.5-inch lip. I did not like the way that size lip looked on this car. I feel like a minimum lip is perfect. The other thing is about the remakes that I really don't like, and it's going to sound silly, but the way you can tell real Ragas, I'm talking about real Ragas, not the remakes, the ones from back in the day, guys, it does not have a lip here. It's a reverse mount wheel, meaning this is flat. It has a flat face lip. So again, I was like, I'm not dropping 4 bands on a set of wheels that don't have all the boxes checked for me. Like Since my Honda days, I've always loved Regas. That's one of my favorite sets of wheels. Very clean, basic um, wheel, but it's effective, and it, depending on the car and your stance, it really sets it off, right? So again, I didn't want to do that. So I pulled the trigger on these. I'm happy with them. It completes the look of the car. They're inexpensive to replace if something was to happen to one of them, or if I wanted to get spares, I can. You know, so, and I'm not even sure if this is going to be the forever wheel that's on the car, but at the moment, this is the wheel, and this it pulls the look off of what I want. And to me, a lot of people probably won't like this, but I actually prefer my GTRs wingless. I don't like the OEM wing, or definitely don't like any other kind of wing on them. But the OE wing, which I have the trunk over there, of course, that's like my second favorite. But for me, I've always liked this plain Jane GTR look. And these wheels exemplify that plain Jane look to me. Um, so that's where we're at, you know. So I'm getting closer. Like I said, I'm closer than I've ever been. Just gotta fine tune the stance on the car, and I'll move on to the next thing. Um, but overall, man, I'm happy the way that this car is starting to take form and take shape. So it's coming together, man. It's coming together. It's sharp. It's clean. To the point. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little talk video that I did today. Gave you guys some content. I can't wait to come back with more. I found a source that I'm comfortable with on the glass when it's time. After I get it installed, after I actually get it, I will talk in depth more about it. And hopefully, uh, the next video that you guys will see will be some more stuff done to the car. I don't know if it'll be the glass just yet. I got a lot going on outside of cars. So just stay sticking there with me, and again, I hope to be back sharing more content with you guys, and you can finally see this vision keep coming together. But anyways, guys, to the next episode. I love y'all, man. Stay blessed, stay positive, stay focused. Remember, like I always tell you guys, be love, pull the ones close to you, love them, let them know how important they are. More importantly, man, enjoy your life. Keep wrenching. Till the next episode. Peace.